What if the characters in Naruto found their way into Summoner's Rift? What would their abilities be? What skins would they have? And would they break the game? I've designed their kits of some of my favorite characters in the franchise. Let's get into it. Naruto! Starting off with the man himself, there are many routes I could have gone with Naruto, such as KCM or Adult Naruto with Byron mode, but I chose what to me is his most iconic version, being Sage Mode Naruto, to create his abilities and gameplay around. Naruto is scrappy, so I decided to make him a fighter that could be viable in top or potentially a jungler. Starting off with his passive, perfectly balanced. Naruto has no mana. Instead, he has an energy bar that increases when he is around enemy champions and minions. Q. Rasengan. Naruto dashes, damaging the first enemy hit. W. Sage Mode. Naruto consumes his energy to enter Sage Mode, granting him bonus attack damage, attack speed, and movement speed for up to 8 seconds, scaling off of how much energy was consumed. So essentially, if the energy bar was half charged, it would last for 4 seconds. Continuing his passive, on his W, if a shadow clone dies while in Sage Mode, reset the duration of the ability, which brings me to his E, Shadow Clone Jutsu. Naruto summons 2 shadow clones that copy his attacks and basic abilities. For balance sake, I'm not sure how much health the clones would have, but for lore sake, they'd get 1 tapped. And to wrap it up with his ultimate, it has to be his original and unique jutsu. That is lore accurate with the time of Sage Mode in the story, Rasen Shuriken. Naruto throws his Rasen Shuriken, dealing flat damage in an area of effect, while the center deals bonus damage scaling off of missing health. The ability would work a lot like Sejuani ult, without the stun. For every new champion in League, there comes a new skin for that champion. For Naruto, I'm going to go with that time that he got laid out by the Cloud Ninja. Damn! Now the question still remains, is he broken? I don't think so, but our next character might be. The source of Sakura's wet dreams, the emo bad boy, it's Sasuke. While Naruto is a hot-headed fighter, Sasuke is more cold and calculated like an assassin, so that's what I designed him around to be. I didn't think giving him his Susanoo would support that idea as well as if he didn't have it, so I built around what he would fight like in the earlier parts of the story. His passive, Curse Mark. When Sasuke reaches below 20% health, he enters the Curse Mark Stage 2, granting him a boost in health and ability power for a short duration. This would have a cooldown, of course, and that's right, it's ability power. Sasuke would get most of his damage from his abilities, so I thought he would play similar to somebody like Diana, meaning that AP would be right for him along with items like Lich Bane. Q. Chidori. Sasuke dashes, damaging all enemies he passes through. W. Fireball Jutsu. A bit of typical Uchiha techniques, but Sasuke is special and needs another dash. Because if recent League of Legends characters have taught us anything, it's that we need infinite dashes on our characters. Looking at you, Ambessa. So first proc, Fireball. Second proc, a dash in any direction. So essentially, a better and faster Smolder W combo. Speaking of E, Lion's Barrage. Stun an opponent while dealing burst damage. Think of a faster and shorter ranged Fi ultimate. R, Kirin. Sasuke summons Kirin, dealing AoE damage, scaling off of missing health. Because if modern League of Legends characters have taught us anything, it's that every character needs an execute. Isn't that right, you two? For Sasuke's skin, let's give him his Akatsuki cloak. I know Sasuke switches up his fit a lot through the series, so there's plenty of options, but even though all he did with this fit was get mollywopped by B, it's a pretty clean look on him. But is he broken? Yes. With an execute, a CC, multiple dashes, and a get out of jail free card, Sasuke would break the game. But what about a character that's trash in the Naruto universe? Would that translate to League of Legends? Enter Sakura.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Whoa, okay, then moving on to someone people care about. 10-10. All jokes aside, we got a top laner and a mid laner that can both flex into the jungle. So what about bot? Supports can be filled with plenty of characters from the Naruto universe, but what about a traditional marksman ADC? Who comes to mind for a role like that? To me, I think of Temari, a character who keeps to a distance and slices through her enemies, literally. For her passive, Giant Folding Fan, every basic attack against enemy champions ramps in damage and attack speed up to 3 stacks. Reset the fan after being out of combat for 5 seconds. Q, Wind Cutter Technique. Temari slices through the air, dealing damage in a straight line. W, Wind Wall, because obviously. E, Current Manipulation. Temari takes flight, granting her movement speed, and can fly over walls for 3 seconds. So it's basically Smolder's E. R, Summoning Jutsu, Kamatari. Kamatari deals damage in a cone, slowing enemies' hit. Pretty simple kit, as you would expect for most ADCs. As for her skin, I'll give her the 4th Great Ninja War outfit because she doesn't have many options, or at least good options. But is she broken? No. Temari has many tools to stay safe, but she isn't overloaded like some new champions. As for the support to round out these characters, I wanted to stay in tune with my favorite characters, and I decided on Gaara. For his passive, Sand Coffin. Every basic attack and ability applies 1 stack of Sand Coffin up to 3 stacks. Enemies afflicted by Sand Coffin are slowed, increasing for each stack applied. His Q, Sand Burial. Gaara roots in place all enemies affected with 3 stacks of Sand Coffin, dealing % current HP damage, consuming the stacks. So he would have to reapply them to get follow-up slows. W, Sand Armor. Gaara gains a shield or shields an ally. E, Sand Hail. AoE attack dealing damage. Think of Misfortune raining her bullets. And his ult, Sand Tsunami. Effectively, a Nami ult or a Maokai ult that applies 3 stacks of Sand Coffin. For Gaara's skin, let's give him his Boruto outfit. No, not that one. This one. Because holy crap, imagine getting pentakilled and this is what you have to look at, destroying your Nexus. But is he broken? I didn't say too much about his ult, but based off of what potential it has, I'm going to say Gaara is kind of broken. Not Kassadin on release broken, more like Bjergsen playing Zillion mid broken. If you made it this far, make sure to like, subscribe, comment if you want a part 2. Adios.
You ever been walking down the street with your best bro, and while you're walking you accidentally touch hands? You think to yourself, that was weird, but I'm not gay. You are. You are gay.